All right, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Come on in. Come on and sit down. We're going to start seated on our mats today. Today we're going to do a practice that honors that energy that we were just talking about. So drawing inward at this time and using this new moon energy to bring forth some new ideas. It asks us to quiet down our minds, quiet down our busyness sometimes, and just tend to those things that we need to on a more interior level. So let's come down and get grounded in our spots today. Whether you're sitting up on a block or a blanket or a cushion, you can take an easy seat, so cross-legged. If you can do half lotus or full lotus, which entails you bringing one foot up and over onto the opposite thigh. And if you have the hip mobility, you can go ahead and bring the other foot. To be honest, I can't always do it. Sometimes I can. And that's a full lotus position, okay? If it's not comfortable for you, by all means, just find something that is. As we begin our practice, our main intent is just to arrive here and just to be present. So coming down onto our mats, we'll take a nice easy seat that allows you to sit up nice and tall. When our spine is erect and the crown of our head is reaching upward is when we are at our highest point of intellectual potential. So let's find a good seat for us here now. Start to breathe a little bit deeper, and we're just going to start to bring some micro movements into the body. If that means just opening and clenching your fists once or twice, maybe rotating your wrists one way and then the other way. I often like to close my eyes during the practice, so if you guys feel at any time that you just want to listen and follow along and close your eyes, please feel free to do so. Now let's relax the hands by the side. On an inhale, we're going to lift the shoulders up to the ears and squeeze it in. Feel those shoulders waking up, and then exhale and gently let them fall back down. Again, twice more. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. Squeeze, exhale, and let them float back down. And one more time. We're just waking up the upper body here. The shoulders, the upper back, squeezing it in. Exhaling and releasing. Nice work. We'll place our hands just on our thighs to rest, and we'll make some circles with the tip of our nose. Beginning to wake up the neck. Just gently making some circles, taking it one way. And remembering to breathe here. So nice deep breaths in, maybe inhaling as you lift up. Exhale as you come to the bottom part of the circle. And then taking it the other way, maybe allowing yourself to make each circle a little bit bigger than the last as you start to wake up that neck. If you feel any creaks or creases, just breathe into any sensation that arises and come back to stillness. From here, we're going to do a seated cat-cow. So placing your hands to the front of the knees, we lengthen those arms and get a little bit of a grip on the knee that allows you to inhale and then lift the chest up. Gently pulling on those arms, you can feel that connection with the hand and the kneecap. Opening up the chest, maybe you take your gaze up a little bit. And then exhale and begin to round the spine, drawing the belly button back to the spine. Again, inhale, lifting up the chest, lifting the gaze. Exhale and rounding. Beautiful work. You take the neck as far back as you need to. If you can really lift up and look slightly behind, your neck is really waking up here. And exhaling and rounding. Doing one more. Inhaling, opening up the chest, lifting the gaze. Exhaling and rounding. Exhaling all the breath out. Nice work. Coming back to center, we'll do some barrel rolls. So still keeping those hands on the knees. We'll bring the chest forward and then back. Again, using that motion of pressing the chest open and then rounding the upper spine as you move back. Nice. Making circles with the body here one way. And when you feel like you've done enough on that side, you go ahead and take it the other way. Bending the elbows and using that grip on your knees to help stabilize the body as you move in these barrel rolls, opening and flexing, extending the spine. As you're ready, come back to center, back to a place of stillness, and then we'll uncross the legs and recross them the opposite way. So if your legs are crossed, go ahead and bring the opposite foot in front. Maybe do a half lotus by bringing that foot to the opposite thigh. And grounding down once again, we'll place our hands to the front of the knees. And doing that cat-cow once more, we inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale and round the back. Really planting down those hips here, so making sure you can feel your sits bones spread along the earth and lifting up along the spine. Using the breath here, inhaling to lift and open, exhaling to round. And one more time, big breath in, taking the gaze up. Exhale and round. And we're going to take some circles, again, barrel rolls, bringing the chest forward and around the back. If you're moving all over on those hips, that's okay. See if you can really plant the sits bones down. Draw the belly in to keep your core stable. And then take the circles the other way to balance the body out. Opening the chest, lengthening the neck, and then rounding. When you feel like you've done enough, come back to center, come back to stillness. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release. And we're going to come into that Ujay breath that we practiced last class. So let's start again. The Ujay breath is loosely translated as the victorious or successful breath. And the way that we perform it here is by inhaling in through the nose and exhaling through the nose. But on the exhale, you're going to constrict the back of your throat just slightly so that it almost sounds like a snore as you exhale. So let's practice here. You inhale. Constrict the back of your throat slightly and exhale, pushing the air out the nostrils. So you might sound a little bit like Darth Vader. Continue to practice in this way. Now this Ujay breath really helps to calm and cool the mind. So if at any time in your day, on or off the mat, you start to feel a little bit wound up, you can come back to this breath and help yourself relax a little bit more. So inhaling in through the nose, constricting the back of the throat, exhaling out through the nose. Good, now we're going to connect some movement with that breath. So we'll open the hands out to the side here. On the inhale, you're going to bring the hands in toward one another. Interlace the fingers, exhale, Ujay breath, press the palms away from you. Good, inhale, lift the arms overhead. Exhale, throat constriction, release the hands down by the side. Nice work, everybody. Again, twice more. We'll inhale, remembering that Ujay breath, that successful breath. Exhale, push the palms away. Inhale, rise up. Constrict the back of the throat. Exhale, push the air through the nostrils. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Nice work, everybody. We'll come onto all fours, uncrossing the legs. Now remember to use that Ujjayi breath whenever you can throughout the practice today. It will help keep your mind centered and your energy levels lifted. So coming down to all fours, we'll spread the hands wide, stack the shoulders over the wrists. Knees are separated directly underneath the hips, and let's find some length in the spine here. So extending from the tailbone out through the crown of the head, we draw the belly button in, press away from the ground, really start to feel that connection with our hands in the earth, using strength to lift the front body. Remain here and breathe, or you can tuck the back toes and lift the back knees for a hover. Coming into a hovering tabletop, we're waking up the energies in the whole body, maybe starting to build a little bit of heat, maybe starting to deepen the breath here, remembering that Ujjayi breath, holding for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Lowering the knees, we'll sink the hips back towards the heels. Reach the arms forward and stay for a breath in child's pose here. Again, using that Ujay breath, listening to the sound of that constriction in the back of your throat. As you're ready, you can come back onto all fours. We'll find that tabletop once more. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and this time we're going to extend the left leg behind us. Now, the option is just to use the left leg and plant the toes here. If you'd like, you can begin to reach the right arm forward, extending through the fingertips. Now from here, try not to overextend because you'll lose your balance. So keep that arm in the shoulder socket. See, it's a little bit of an adjustment there. This can be overextending. When you pull the arm back, then you secure the arm in the shoulder. Now from here, you can leave the toes on the ground or you can lift the foot behind you. Coming in for a bird dog, we continue to lift the body away from the ground. Pull the belly button in, hold and reach, pressing through the heel behind you, extending through the fingers in front of you. Holding and breathing for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Good job. Release it down, sink it back, shift the hips left to right, find a little bit of sway, and then coming back to stillness, we'll come to the other side. So again, lifting the front body away from the ground, we press the right foot back, toes can remain on the ground, an option to lift the left arm in front. Now remember, try not to overextend here. Pull the arm back into the shoulder socket and then maybe lift the back leg, keeping the spine nice and long, extending from the tailbone out through the crown of the head. We pull the belly button up and we really lift away from the floor, feeling our strength, breathing in, using that Ujay breath again, holding for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Releasing down, shifting the hips left to right. Nice work, everybody. I'm already building a little bit of heat here. I wonder if you guys are too. So we'll come back onto the other side, extending the left leg behind. We reach the right arm forward, lifting the left leg. Remembering not to overreach, keeping that arm in the shoulder socket. We extend through the back heel. Now this time, if you'd like to take the next option, you can begin to bend the knee and the elbow, drawing it up and in toward one another underneath you. Good. Inhale and extend. As you exhale, you round the spine, knee comes in toward the elbow. Good. Again, inhale, real long. Exhale and round. Nice work. Twice more, using lots of stability here, pulling the navel up. We keep that spine long as you inhale, round as you exhale. One more time. Reach and round. Good job. Coming back to all fours. Maybe shimmying left to right, letting out any kinks. We come to the other side. Again, extending the right leg behind us, reaching the left arm forward. We lift the foot, pulling that arm bone back into the shoulder socket. We reach through the fingers. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to round, knee comes toward the elbow. Inhale to grow long, exhale to round. Pulling that navel up toward the spine. You keep that stability in your core. That's it, everybody. Twice more, using that Ujjayi breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to round. Nice work. Release. Shake it out. Maybe sit the hips back for a child's pose, taking a breath. Here for a minute, reaching the arms forward. Nice work. Coming back onto tabletop, we're going to stack the shoulders over the wrists, tuck the toes, and find your hovering tabletop once more. Drawing the belly button up and in, we really make sure our spine is nice and long, keeping the back flat. So option to stay here. Otherwise, you can lengthen the feet behind you and come in for a full plank, or take the knees down for a half plank. Okay, whatever suits your energy levels today. Pressing back in the heels if you're in a full plank. Maybe finding a little bit of sway forward and back. Always nice to just feel our rhythm, feel our connection with the ground here. Using that breath, breathing in nice and deep. Finding stillness once more. We pull that belly in, lift the body away from the ground. Hold for 4, for 3, for 2. On the 1, everybody drop the knees. And you're going to bend the elbows, lowering the front body all the way to the floor. Good work, everybody. I'm sure you know what's coming up next. Our hands are placed by our rib cage, and very gently we're going to roll the shoulders back and lift the chest. Coming in for a baby cobra, we squeeze the elbows into our sides, pulling them across the back, breathing nice and deep as you roll the shoulders away from the ears. Tops of the feet are on the floor, pubic bone presses down. One more breath in, exhale and release. Nice work, everybody. From here, let's take our arms in a V overhead. So bring your hands almost to the top corners of your mat, lengthening the arms up. We spread the fingers, and from here, you're going to press down and lift the chest up, keeping the pubic bone and the tops of the feet pressing down into the ground. You can bring your hands a little bit closer to lift the front body a little bit more. Finding a back bend here, just breathing into a comfortable place, no pain, maybe just some gentle sensation in the lower back here. Rolling the shoulders back, you open up that chest, breathe in nice and deep, squeezing the glutes, pressing the pubic bone down, hold for 1 more breath, exhale and release. Nice work, everybody. Maybe you shimmy the hips a little bit, release that lower back. And we're going to come back to bring our hands right by our rib cage here. Pulling the elbows in, we're going to lift back up into a plank. So option to keep the knees down or press the heels back, tuck the toes. On an inhale, lift back up. Nice work. Plank position once again. So lifting the body away from the ground. Maybe the knees are down, maybe the knees are up. Now from here, your next option is to come into a child's pose, or if you're ready, you can come into downward dog. By beginning to lift the hips, we press into the hands, lengthen the arms, and press the chest back toward the top of the thighs. Now keep the knees bent as much as you need to here, guys. No problem there. You can extend the heels down and back if that feels good, allowing the heels to lower down to the ground. There's no need for them to reach all the way down. See if you can relax the crown of your head towards the earth and really lengthen those arms, pressing into all 10 finger pads. Beautiful. So from here, begin to bend one knee and the other, finding some gentle movement in our downward dog, bicycling the legs, and then maybe shifting the hips left and right as well. Really opening up the back of the legs. A lot of stretch happening in the back side here. When you're ready, come to a place of stillness. Press that chest back toward the top of the thighs. Take a big Ujay breath in. Constrict the back of the throat. Exhale out through the nostrils. Again, inhale. This time, bend the knees lots. Take your gaze up toward the hands and begin to walk the feet up forward. Finding our first forward fold here. Everybody separate the feet, bring them under the hips, and just allow your upper body to relax down toward the ground. You can sway a little bit side to side, releasing the upper back, the lower back. You can grab opposite elbows, maybe twisting a little side to side. Allowing the crown of the head and all those neck muscles to just relax and loosen. Relaxing the arms and keeping them heavy. We'll roll up to stand really slowly. So stacking one vertebrae at a time. Pull the belly in here as you keep the upper body heavy. Rounding up, shoulders come last, and the head lifts. Nice job, everybody. Bringing the feet together, we find ourselves in our first mountain pose. So we're gonna go through a few sun salutations to create a bit of heat. Lots of options and modifications. If at any time you don't feel comfortable doing something, do what feels good for you, okay? So we find Tadasana, mountain pose. Arms are lengthened down by our side, shoulders relaxed away from the ears. There's a slight bend in the knees. Really feel all four corners of those feet pressing down into the ground. If you feel like you're shifting forward or shifting back, see if you can bring your weight directly over the arches, staying broad across the collarbone. We'll inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, float the arms down. Just finding our grounding here twice more, using that breath. Inhale. Constrict the back of the throat. Exhale. One more time, just like this. Inhale, bringing the arms up and over. This time, on the exhale, you're going to float forward, tipping from the hip, and taking a dive forward into a forward fold. Nice work. Crown of the head reaches down. We'll find a halfway lift, dragging the fingers either up the ankles, up the shins, or keeping them on the ground. We lift the body halfway, crown of the head reaches forward. You choose how much bend in the knees, okay? Take an inhale, exhale, fold. Twice more, just like that. Inhale, halfway lift, crown of the head reaches forward, gaze stays down, exhale and fold. And one more time, inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. You're going to plant the hands, step the right leg back, and lower the knee, or keep it lifted, and then step the left leg back. Finding our plank or half plank. Shoulders over wrists, pressing into all 10 finger pads. We lift the front body away from the ground. Now pull the elbows in, bend the elbows, and lower the front body all the way to the floor. Hands by the rib cage, we inhale and lift up into Cobra or baby Cobra, pulling the elbows in close to the torso, squeezing the glutes, tops of the feet are down on the ground. Inhale, exhale, lower. Everybody tuck the toes or keep the knees down as you press back up into a plank, and then push back for downward dog. Lengthening the arms, pressing the chest toward the top of the thighs, heels relax down. Take a big breath in, bend the knees generously, walk the feet up toward the hands. Beautiful. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Now inhale, rise all the way up. Hands come overhead. Bring the palms together, hands come down through center. Okay, we're going to do that sequence twice more. So inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Plant the hands. Step back for a plank or half plank. Shoulders over wrists. Body lifting away from the ground. We inhale. Peel the elbows inward and slowly lower the body down. Inhale, Cobra. Pressing into the hands gently. We lift the chest. Roll the shoulders back. Can you lift a little bit higher as your lower back starts to be awakened and stimulated? Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes. Inhale to press back up to a push-up. Exhale for downward dog. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees and walk the feet up toward the hands. Forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Again, inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold, stepping back into plank or half plank. Keeping the body straight and strong, we inhale. Exhale, lower the body to the ground. Hands by the rib cage, you inhale, lift into Cobra, roll the shoulders back, pubic bone presses down, inhale, exhale, lower, tuck the toes, keep the knees down or lift them up to press back to plank, and then back to downward dog. Taking a big inhale in here. We bend the knees, take the gaze forward, exhale and walk the feet up towards the hands. Nice work. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, root to rise. All the way up and reach the arms overhead. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Nice work. Time to add on. Here we go. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. This time you're going to step back with the right foot. Finding a high lunge here. So your feet are on railroad tracks. Back heel pressing away. You can keep the fingers on the ground or lift the torso. Front knee stays over that ankle. Pulling the belly button in, we find our stability here. So making sure those feet are a nice width apart, not too close together or you'll be all over the place. Squaring the hips off to the front of the mat. See if you can draw that left leg back into the hip socket, the same way we did with the arm, okay? Keeping that leg bone firmly in the hip socket, we find our stability, and maybe you reach the arms overhead. Beautiful. Relax the shoulders down, pressing the back heel away. We keep a nice distance between our hands as if we're holding a beach ball overhead. Now from here we can find our warrior one by turning the back toes out slightly towards the top corner of the mat and grounding the heel. Good. If that doesn't suit you, keep the back heel lifted. Otherwise, you're opening up this back hip ever so slightly. Front knee stays right over the ankle and we find our warrior one. Again, pulling that leg back into the hip socket, we square the hips off to the front. You're doing great, everybody. Stay right where you are. Take a big breath in, Ujay Breath. Constrict the back of the throat on the exhale. Now we'll release the arms and we're going to open up to a warrior two. So turning the back toes out completely to the long edge of the mat. Pinky toe edge of the foot is parallel with the back. Front knee is staying right over that ankle, okay? So this leg is not moving anywhere. You're rotating those hips outward, stacking the shoulders over the hips, and then sinking down to a comfortable position. How much ease and comfort can you find in this position? There's a lot of strength building going on, a lot of heat. See if you can relax in the toes. See if you can relax the fingers, the sides of the neck, and just breathe, tapping into that Ujay breath, keeping the mind cool and calm. You've got this, everybody. One more big breath in. Exhale, release the hands. We'll take them back down towards the mat. Lift the back heel. We'll plant the hands and step back in for a plank. Lower the front body down, chaturanga. Inhale into Cobra. Lifting the chest. Exhaling, lower. Inhale to press back up to a plank. Exhale, push back, downward dog. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, bend the knees and walk the feet toward the hands. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way up. Hands come down through heart center. We come to the other side. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale and fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. This time the left leg steps back. Finding our crescent lunge once again, keeping the fingers down if that suits you better, or lifting the torso all the way up. We reach the arms overhead. We pull that leg back into the hip socket, keeping that knee directly over the ankle. Back heel presses down and away, and you find that width between your feet. If you want to step in a little bit more, you find what feels good. You can stay here in your high crescent lunge, or you can find your warrior one by turning the back toes out and planting the back heel. Front knee stays right over that ankle. Continuing to pull that leg back, we square the hips off forward. Finding your strength here, guys. Finding that coolness in your mind. As your body starts to build some heat, as your breath starts to quicken maybe,
Find the ease and the gentleness in areas where you can. Beautiful. Now from here, we're going to come into our warrior two. So excuse me as I turn my back to you. We'll lower the arms down, open up the back toes, maybe lining up that front heel with the back arch, and then opening the arms out to either side. Shoulders are stacked directly over those hips, and you're pulling your navel in here so you can lengthen that tailbone down. Nice work. If at any point any cue doesn't land with you, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Just find what feels good. Breathe in nice and deep. Feel your strength. Feel the sensations in your body. One more big breath in. Beautiful. Exhale, release the hands down. We'll step back for a plank or half plank. Taking it nice and easy, we lower the front body all the way down. Inhale for a cobra, lifting the chest, rolling the shoulders back. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes, knees up or knees down as you press back up to a plank and push back for downward dog. Take a big inhale in here. Exhale, bend the knees, walk the feet up towards the hands. Forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Good job. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and step the right leg back. Finding our high lunge right away, we lift the body up, reaching the hands overhead, squaring those hips off. Stay here or come into your warrior one by turning the toes and lowering the back heel. Nice work, everybody. Stay with it. You're doing awesome. Take a big breath in here. Exhale and find your warrior two. Releasing the arms out toward the side. Turn those back toes out. Now you can line up the front heel with the arch of the back foot, if that feels good for you, okay? Stack the shoulders right over the hips. Soften in the fingers, reaching out through the fingertips. Making sure this knee is not tracking in. We want to make it so that it's right over the second and third toe, directly over the ankle, finding that strength here. Dig deep, okay? Use that breath. Inhale. Constrict the throat. Exhale. One more big breath in right here. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. From here, we're going to release the left arm down to the top of the thigh and reach the right arm up and over, finding an extended angle pose. So opening the palm back, we reach through the fingers, lengthening from the pinky toe edge of the foot all the way up the side body. Beautiful. Breathe in nice and deep and come back to warrior two. From here, we're not done. Take a deep breath in. We're going to come into reverse warrior. Release the right arm down, reach the left arm up and over. Keeping that front knee over the ankle, taking your gaze up and back if that's accessible. If you're shaking, it's no problem, just breathe. Inhale. Exhale, come back through warrior two and release the hands down to the mat. Good job. Lift the back heel and step back for plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower the front body. Chaturanga. Inhale into Cobra, lifting the chest, rolling the shoulders back. Exhale and lower. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, press back up for a press up. Exhale, downward dog. Big breath in here. Exhale, bend the knees, take the gaze up and walk the feet toward the hands. Forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. All the way up. We stand tall. Reach the arms overhead. Exhale, hands down through heart center. You guys are doing awesome. Let's stay with it. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. This time, step the left foot back. Front knee over the ankle. We find our high lunge. Reaching the arms overhead. Relaxing the shoulders down. Hands are a good distance apart as if you're holding a beach ball overhead. Nice work, everybody. From here, turn the back toes out, lower the back heel. Find your warrior one. Draw that leg back into the hip socket. Open up the chest. Beautiful work, everybody. Take a big breath in. Now find your warrior two. As you turn open, release the hands out to either side. Maybe line up that front heel with the back arch. And make sure your shoulders are right over the hips. So sometimes you might want to reach forward. Pull it right back into alignment. Keeping that spine nice and long. We reach out through the fingers. Relax the sides of the necks. Nice work. Take a big breath in. Lower the right arm down to the top of the thigh and reach the left arm up and over, opening up the chest. Try not to dump all your weight down here, but lift the body. Just gently resting that arm on the thigh, opening. We breathe in nice and deep. Exhale. One more big breath in. Exhale, open the arms back up, warrior two, and then we're going to reverse the warrior. Right arm reaches up and back as we take the left arm down the back leg, lifting your gaze up toward the ceiling, reaching through the fingers. Big breath in, expanding the rib cage. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, warrior two, and release the hands back down to the ground. Step back into a plank or half plank. Pull the elbows in, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, downward dog. Heels lowering toward the ground. We take a big breath in. Bend the knees, take the gaze forward and walk the feet up towards the hands. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. You guys are awesome. Let's go again. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step the right leg back. Find your warrior one right away. Plant the back heel, back toes turned out. Lift the torso. Arms reach overhead. Relax the shoulders. Pull that leg back into the hip socket. Keep the hips square. Take a breath in. Exhale, find your warrior two. Adjusting the back foot. Pinky toe edge comes parallel with the back of the mat. Pulling the belly button in here, okay? Keeping the spine long. We stack the shoulders over the hips. Beautiful. Now release the left arm down. Find your extended side angle. You can even take that hand down to the ground or to a block if that suits you. Depending on your hip flexibility, you reach through those right fingers. Open up the chest. Beautiful. Take a big breath in. Exhale, press into the back foot as you lift the body back up and come into reverse warrior, releasing the right arm down. We lift the left fingers up and back, opening up the chest, taking the gaze up toward the ceiling. Feel that beautiful length and stretch in your side body. Big inhale. Exhale, come back through center. Finding warrior two, we're going to add on once more, Trikonasana. Inhale, lengthen the front leg. Exhale, reach the left fingers forward and then release the hand down either to the shin, to your ankle, to a block, or to the ground. Now you want to make sure that your chest is rotating forward and up. Try not to collapse the chest here. Open up. Press into that big toe of your front foot. Keep the knee bent as much as you need to. And find some gentleness here. Maybe take your gaze up gently towards those fingers. Breathing in nice and deep. Big inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Ujay Breath. Exhale. Release the top hand. Bend the front knee. Placing the hands on the ground. We'll lift the back heel and step back for plank. Good job. Inhale, lower the body. Exhale. Inhale, cobra. Lift the chest. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, lower. Tuck the back toes. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale, bend the knees. Walk the feet toward the hands. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Final side here, everyone. One more time through. Let's inhale, reach the arms. Exhale and fold. Really listen to the sound of your breath on this final round. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Step the left foot back. Finding your warrior one. You plant the back heel, turn the toes out, lift the torso. Pull that leg back into the hip socket, square the hips, relax the shoulders. Take a big breath in. Exhale and find your warrior two. Step the back foot where you need to. Reaching the fingers to opposite sides of the room, we stack shoulders over hips. Draw the belly in here, lengthen the tailbone down. Front knee right over that ankle. Breathe in nice and deep, listening to the sound of your breath. We inhale. Exhale, release the right arm to the top of the thigh and reach for extended side angle. Maybe the hand comes down to the ground or a block. Continuing to rotate that chest open towards the ceiling. Using your breath to stay centered. Big breath in here. Exhale, constrict the back of the throat. Ujay breath again, one more. Inhale, lift back up, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Hand comes down the back leg, reaching the right fingers up and back. We lengthen that side body. Keep that front knee over the ankle. Feel that strength from the ground up. Keep breathing. You got this, everybody. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, coming back through center. We're going to lengthen the front leg. Reach the right fingertips forward and release the hand either down to the shin, the ankle, the block, or a floor. This is Trikonasana, triangle pose. Maybe you gently take your gaze up towards those fingers. Keeping that front knee bent as much as you need to, we rotate the chest open. Breathing in nice and steady here. One more big breath. Beautiful. Bend the front knee, release the top hand down. We'll place the hands down and step back for a plank. Inhale, exhale, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press up to a plank. Exhale, push back, downward dog. Big breath in. Bend the knees and take the feet towards the hands, walking them up. Nice work, everybody. Whew. Stay here for a forward fold. Let's step the feet out wide here, so a little bit wider than the hips. We're going to place the back of the hands down on the ground, and we're going to bring our feet on top of our palms so that the toes touch the inside of the wrist. So you're stepping on your fingers and your palms. Your toes are touching that crease of the wrist on the inside. And you're finding lots of length in the back of the legs here. Releasing the crown of the head. Cooling the body down in our forward fold. See if you can tap into your Ujay breath again. Constricting the back of the throat on the exhale. Inhaling in through the nose. Constrict the back of the throat. Exhale through the nostrils. One more big breath in here. Nice work, everybody. As you're ready, release your hands from under your feet. We're going to come down to the ground. So very gently bringing the feet together, begin to lower your bum down to the mat. We'll find ourselves in a seat, beginning to calm the energy back down, lengthening the legs in front of you. We'll draw the toes towards the face and think nice and long in the spine, lengthening up through the crown of the head. From here, we'll walk the hands down towards the feet. Folding forward, chest comes towards the top of the thighs.
And just feeling those sits bones grounded down, feeling the lower back expanding and opening. Using your breath here, your Ujay breath can calm your energy. Now, if you'd like, you can round the upper spine here. Just allow the chin to draw in towards the chest and see how that changes any sensation when you just relax the upper body. Relax the toes. Allow the body to soften in your fold. Feeling the back of the rib cage expand with every breath. As you're ready, you can begin to lengthen the spine up once more. This time we're going to reach the hands forward, coming up into Dandasana. So this is a staff pose with the legs long and the spine lifting upwards. We reach the hands forward and we're going to release our back down to the ground. An inch at a time, very slowly, pulling the navel in. We use that core to help stabilize. As we lower 1 inch, keeping the chest and the collarbone broad, maybe relax down another inch. If you want to take your hand down for support, you do what feels right for you. On each breath, exhaling and lowering a little bit more. It doesn't have to be graceful. Just taking your time here, really feeling the movement, feeling the muscles in your core support you as you lower that body. Eventually coming down all the way onto your back. We'll release the arms down by the side and we'll draw the knees in toward the chest. Hugging them in, we're going to rock side to side, just massaging the lower back here. Now we're going to do a few rounds of shoulder stand and then we'll cool off with our final relaxation. So lots of options here. Our first option is you can keep the knees right over the hips and just relax here with your arms down by your side. If that's enough, you stay there, or you can lengthen the legs upward, allowing all of the blood to rush back down towards the heart. Just keeping your legs lifted in this inverted position. You breathe in nice and deep. Now, if you want to come into full shoulder stand, begin to bend your elbows and take your hands to your lower back. Using your core, lift your lower back and hips away from the ground, and then catch your lower back with your hands. So keeping the elbows on the ground, we lengthen the legs up towards the ceiling. Breathing in nice and deep, your chin comes toward the chest, and you allow all the blood from the legs, from the feet to flow back down to the heart. This shoulder stand posture is excellent for your nervous system, for your thyroid gland. If this isn't accessible for you or if you're ready to come out, no problem. Otherwise, stay for a couple more breaths right here. As you're ready, you can begin to roll back down, bringing the feet to the ground, allowing the knees to knock in toward one another. Place your hands on your belly, stay for a couple breaths. Just noticing any sensations in the body. Maybe feeling the flow of energy coming down from the legs, all that blood rushing back to the heart. We'll come in again once more, beginning with the knees stacked over the hips. You can lengthen the legs all the way up and stay right there. You can also place a cushion to the back of your hips for extra support. If you'd like, bend the elbows. Begin to lift the hips, catch your lower back, lengthen the legs up towards the ceiling. Now from here, you can walk your hands down the back so that you can lift and lengthen that spine a little bit more away from the ground. No tension in the neck here. We're stretching the upper spine, so just some gentle sensation. Feeling that chin pressing in toward the chest. We breathe in nice and deep.
stimulating the thyroid gland, affecting our whole metabolism in a positive way. One more big breath in. Exhale, begin to release. Roll the hips back down, feet on the ground, knees knock in toward one another. We're going to do that one more time, okay? So you choose your modification. Take a couple breaths here, just noticing any changes in energy. If you're ready, for our final time, we're going to come into shoulder stand. Knees over hips, you lengthen the legs up. Go ahead and lift the back of the hips, catching your lower back in your hands. We leave the elbows on the ground. From here, walk the hands up the back, lengthening those legs upward. Feeling the chin press toward the chest, maybe breathe in nice and deep. One more big breath in. Exhale, begin to release. Bending the legs, bringing the back of the hips down to the ground, placing the soles of the feet on the ground, allowing those knees to rest in on one another. Hands come to the belly, and just take some deep breaths in here. We're going to come into the final relaxation and meditation phase of the class. So as you're on your back, you can stay right where you are with your knees bent if that feels good for you. Or you can go ahead and lengthen the legs down by your side, releasing the arms nice and long. Coming into corpse pose, the traditional way to end our practice in a supine position, relaxing the whole body down. If it feels better for you to take a seat, no problem. Just finding what position feels good for you. Allowing what we've just done, allowing our practice and the fruits of the practice to saturate in all of the cells of our body. We allow the body to breathe in naturally. Any thoughts or sensations that arise, just allow them to be without chasing them. Just noticing that thoughts can arise and fall just like your breath. Taking these final moments just for you, relaxing each part of the body, giving yourself permission to let go. Just allow yourself to fully relax. You can remain here and complete your practice in Shavasana. If you'd like, you can join me by bringing some gentle movement back into the body, wriggling the toes and fingers, maybe taking some deep breaths in, maybe swallowing a few times even to waken up that throat. And on an inhale, we'll take a big stretch, reaching the hands overhead, bringing the toes together, and then exhaling and drawing the knees in, giving yourself a big hug.
We'll roll over to one side. If you had your eyes closed, you can keep them closed. Just using the feeling in your hands to bring yourself back up to a seated position. When you find yourself here, take a big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Open your eyes if you had them closed. And let's mark the end of our practice by sharing one final breath together, reaching the arms overhead, bringing the hands together to seal the energy that we created and bringing it back down towards our heart, giving ourselves a bow, our neighbors a bow, and sending this energy out to the world. I thank you guys so much for spending this time to share your practice with me. It's truly the gift of my day.